Now, one of the other functionalities you have within this platform is the ability to actually generate a full invoice within this platform. But before we do any invoice, you have the ability to add particular services or products that you have already preset prices to, so that when you generate an invoice, you can select them automatically. So you have the ability to go into items, and in items, you have the ability to create a brand new item in which you decide if this is a product or service. You title that service or product, right? Let's say we're selling bikes. You can add a description. You can add your SKU number if you have one. You can add the sales amount. You can choose the taxes, which is something that we'll cover in the settings if you want to set particular tax rates. And you confirm, and that item gets added so that when you generate an invoice, it's easier to select. Again, you can also add as many items as you wish. You can search for particular items. You can upload an existing list of items or download it in the form of CSV, whatever you have here already. And what ends up happening is when you go to the invoice section, you can now generate a brand new invoice and send it to your clients so that they be the ones who make that payment from their end. So when you click new invoice, you'll see a recurring theme here. It asks you if this is somebody that you've saved previously in the customer vault. If it is, you can select them. Let's say we will select Mr. Alvarez. It pre-fills all his information. You can then move on to the order details. And here is where you decide what we're going to be invoicing the individual items for, right? So if it's a new item, you can click and you will see that we had previously generated that item titled bikes. We have set already the prices and the taxes and all that. Or you can create a brand new item if you want, or as many items as you wish, right? And then, of course, you can modify the amount so that it generates an actual full complete invoice for you. Once you're satisfied with the invoice that is being created, payment options is just where you select on the payment page for the customer when it's their time to pay, if you need them to include billing information. And when you're satisfied with that, you save that invoice and you choose how that invoice will be delivered to your client. If you want to send it via an email to their email, or if you want to send this to their text message via a text to whatever phone number you decided to add. And then you click submit, and that invoice gets sent automatically. So let's say that I'm sending this to myself. You send invoice via email. Invoice gets sent. It shows here that I will send the amount that we're requesting. When the client receives this invoice and makes the payment on their end, it will automatically post over here, change the status from sent to paid or partially paid if we allow partial payments, or if it's overdue by the due date, right? You can choose to edit invoices, send a reminder, duplicate it, resend it to the customer in case they forgot and they want you to send it again. So you have all these functionalities under the action tab. And also, once the payment is made, not only does the status change, but going back to the payment section, it will reflect it under the payment tab. And if we customize the view one more time, we'll put source to reflect again. You'll notice that the source tells you the form of payment. So had it been an invoice, it would have just said invoice. And let's see if we get an example. You see, online invoice is what it would have reflected. So that is the invoice module and its functionalities.